Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. And God damn it, welcome back. I've just tweeted, let the madness begin. And here we go with preview show round number 1. We'll be here 46 times we're going to do this, but fear not, it will be playoff time before you know it. Have a look up in the corner. We are so pleased this season to be partnered with Betfair and Football 365 for the entire season. How cool is that? So thank you to the guys at Betfair and Football 365. We'll drop you in some prices from Betfair to maybe help you with your predictions this season. And each and every round on Football 365, if you head over to football365.com, you can see a written big weekend preview and a tactical preview for one or other of the 12 games written by this guy. So go and make sure you get involved over there. Now, lots of people have also asked about a prediction league. Fingers crossed that's going to be launched on Football 365 tomorrow. So follow on Twitter to hear a little bit more about that. I can see the comments filling up. You guys are already going. You absolutely love to see it. Let's just get our running order up. There it is. Now, normally we go in order from top to bottom of the table. In some ways, this is the easiest prediction show of the season. In some ways, this is the hardest. Because we've got absolutely nothing to go on whatsoever. So we can all enjoy this one, can't we? Free hit for everybody. But the way it works, we're going to go through game by game. All you need to tell me is home, away, or draw for each of the games. Try and keep your comments to the games that we're doing. We're going to have a look at the top scorers as well. Who you think is going to do that at the end of the show. And the outright market. Who is going to win this damn thing after 46 games. Are you all ready? Let me give you some numbers really, really quickly. Last season, 552 games played in the Championship. 41.1% home wins. 33.6% away wins. Does that number change when fans return on Saturday or tomorrow even, actually? 25.2% of games in the Championship last year were drawn. That is 1 in 4. So don't you dare tell me I'm sitting on the fence when I call a draw, because every round out of 12 games, according to that, last season, 5 were home wins, 4 were away wins, and 3 were draws. There we go. We've done our maths. Are you ready to get into this? Let's say hello in the chat. Let's just say tremendous. The super chat. Thank you very, very much, Steve. We'll drink to you. Thank you very, very, very much. Come on, you baggies, says Mickey. Welcome back as well. If you're a West Brom fan, if you're a Sheffield United fan, if you're a Fulham fan, welcome back along. Come on, you Lions. George is an excited West Brom fan, and another George, Bristol City. Callum, we're back. Welcome back, Ewan. And also, please, if you are a Peterborough fan, a Hull fan, if you are a Blackpool fan, welcome. And get them across to the channel as well. Up the Potters. No Norwich this season. Rush has scored too many points last season. Up the Terriers, up the Cherries. Oh, this is great. Hull fans in. More the merrier. There you go. Come on, Hull. Bournemouth, Barnsley. Brilliant, brilliant stuff. Oh, this is excellent. We've got people from virtually every team here. Right. Are you ready for this? Let's get into game number 1 and get your predictions hats on, and we are all going to be good to go. Okay, it is tomorrow night. First game of the season, Bournemouth versus West Brom. Reset those comments. Home, away, draw. Bournemouth versus West Brom. Get in the comments. I have done the tactical preview on this for Football 365, so head over there tomorrow to see really, really detailed thoughts. Let's see what the guys at Betfair are saying. If you can read that. Bournemouth 13-10, slight outsiders. West Brom 21-10 favourites. It's tight though, 23-10 on the draw. Get your thoughts in home, away, or draw. Two new managers in there. Parker in at Bournemouth, Ismail in at West Brom. Who gets everything clicking the quickest, basically? We're not going to see Matt Pereira, are we, after his social media comments this week? Be interesting to see what and how Parker wants to use Emi Marcondes as well over at Bournemouth. Surridge out of Bournemouth yesterday to Stoke City as well, announced. Feels like these two sides might take a while to peak, but a lot of quality. And when we talk about the haves and the have-nots, we've got Bournemouth with the year 2 parachute payment against West Brom for the year 1 parachute payment as well. Let's have a look. Home, away, or draw in the chats. Let's just say thank you to Iain, who did his own 1-24 video on YouTube as well. Thank you, Iain, for the super chat. Right. Where on earth did these all start? Home, away, or draw? God, it's all over the place. Let's try and click some of these. Guys, support is fantastic today. So many. What are we saying? We're saying, come on, Bournemouth. Away, draw. Away. 1-1 draw. Home, draw. Away, away. I'll try and click on as many of these as I can. But you guys are very, very mixed. A lot on the draw, which makes some sense. I suspect if you promised both managers a draw in this one, get out without losing and, you know, maybe take 5 points from those first 3 games, probably be happy as everything's coming together. Guys, amazing support here. Very, very mixed for sure here. Right. Shall I put the cat amongst the pigeons and immediately jump on one or other team? Or shall we sit on... Let's go for a shocker. Here we go. Away! We'll kick it off in ridiculous style as we mean to go. And I'll go for an away win. Why not? And you'll get to see my bet builder treble on that tomorrow. Start as we mean to go on with silly away wins predicted. There we go. I've gone for West Brom to beat Bournemouth. The chat, very, very mixed on that one. Next up, let's call this one the Danny Graham Derby. It's Blackpool versus Swansea. Rather than home, away, or draw, give me Blackburn, Swansea, or draw. Blackburn, Swansea, or draw. In this one, we're up at Blackburn, where I know a lot of you are doing your maths now involving Danny Ings, Southampton having some money, Adam Armstrong, Jack Grealish, Todd Cantwell, Norwich having some money. Whether this vital cog in the Championship transfer market moves in the next few days if Adam Armstrong goes out and a load of money comes into the Championship into Blackburn. Otherwise, not very exciting summer up at Blackburn, but not quite as much as an exodus and all change over at Swansea, where Steve Cooper has gone, Andre Ayew has gone, Mark Guay has gone, Conor Hourihane has gone, Freddie Woodman has gone. When I say gone, half of those are on loan and haven't quite been signed up one more season. Russ Martin in at Swansea, although he's very philosophy-based and he's been there all of, well, about 5 working days, hasn't he? So this is a difficult one to call, this one. Blackburn versus Swansea over on Betfair. Where is it down there? 11-10, Blackburn. Slight favourites there. Swansea 13-5, 9-4 on the draw. Oh, this is a tricky one. Let's see what you guys are saying. We'll see how high I have to go up here to find you lot. Swansea, draw. Swansea, Blackburn, Swansea, all over the place. Draw, Swans, Blackburn, draw. Upper Swans, draw, Blackburn, Swansea, Swansea. Let me click through. Lots of these. Pessimism reigns. Draw. There we go. I can see that happening, Jamie, but let's just try and click on as many of these as we can. You guys are quite heavy on the draw in the middle there. Oof, sorry, so many support. Absolutely amazing here. Thank you very, very much. Andrew, legend, welcome back. Andrew, Fulham fan. €5 on the super chat. Thank you very, very much. I'm going to go with the chat. Draw. Blackburn and Swansea to not quite either be able to get the win in this one. We're going to move on to Bristol City and New Boys Blackpool. Bristol City, draw or Blackpool, please, in the chat. Bristol City, draw or Blackpool. Blackpool will certainly have the momentum factor. Well, look, if momentum's anything to go by, Bristol City had horrible momentum for the last half of last season, didn't they? Nigel Pearson's had time to hopefully sort that out for Bristol City's case, but 3 signings in. Atkinson looks like the exciting one, doesn't he, from Oxford, with James and King as well coming in. Blackpool manager looks an exciting one, doesn't he? Critchley, very well organised and easily the best side in the playoffs, weren't they? To get through there past Oxford and past Lincoln last season. Lot of players in to Blackpool. No Ballard, who they had last season, or Sims up top. John Jules looks an interesting one from Arsenal, doesn't he? So I wonder, Bristol City in front of fans now. They, I was going to say they weren't good at home, but they weren't really good anywhere for the most part, weren't they? This is a tricky one. Let's get some help from our friends over at Betfair. 6-5 favourites there, quite strong favourites. In fact, Bristol City, Blackpool 23-10. The draw is 11-5. Let's have a look and see what you guys are saying in the chat here. Amazing support here in the chat. Thank you ever so much. 4 draws of last 5 meetings. Interesting. And then, how mixed is this going to be? Now, a fair few of you are on Blackpool here, aren't you? Interesting. Home win there. Bristol City, draw. Bristol City, draw. Nice to see a few Norwich fans in here. Welcome back, Richard. Russ is in here as well, isn't he? We can't keep you away. Keeping an eye on that. Crikey. Try and click through plenty of these for you. Overwhelming support here. I'll just click the last 4 or 5 down there. Let's have some fun with this one because it's a newly promoted team and because of momentum and all of that good stuff. I'm going to do it. See if you can stop me. Away. Let's go for Blackpool to win on the first day of the season. We've utterly no evidence or thought going behind that, but quite a few of you in the chat have Blackpool, and we'll see how of those 3 promoted teams they do. Right, let's move on, guys. Cardiff versus Barnsley. Last year's heroes, Barnsley. Get me Cardiff, draw, or Barnsley in the chat, please. Last season's heroes, Barnsley, have changed manager. No longer have Daryl DK. And no longer have their captain, Alex Mowat, but we very much trust the Barnsley process, don't we? New players have come in there. A couple of Belgians, in fact. Will Styles finally be moved across the central midfield to fill in there? We'll find out. Benson in from Burnley as well. Looks like an exciting one. So Barnsley, high bar set at 5th place. We'll see how they go. And good old Mick McCarthy and Cardiff. Okay, there's no Harry Wilson this season, but couple of interesting looking signings. Wintle in from Crewe. And look, Mick will have them organised, won't he? We're very interested to see the Barnsley pattern of play, I have to say, because obviously it was so hell for leather, ridiculous last season, that it's hard to imagine it will be exactly the same. There may be a little kind of tweak in that. John, thank you very much, Johnny J. $1.99 on the super chat. I can see another one there. Thank you very much, Lee, legend, Blades fan. £5 on there. Right. Let's have a look at the odds on this one. But I'm smelling a Mick McCarthy draw already. Have I had a draw? I think I haven't had any home wins yet, which is ridiculous, isn't it? Right. What are our friends at Betfair saying? 5-4 Cardiff. 23-10 Barnsley. Excuse my maths. Does that make Barnsley favourites? Someone answer that in the chat. 21-10 on the draw. I'm going to go ahead of the chat on this one, but I will click them in just a sec. It's Mick. It's opening day. Every point's a prisoner. Draw. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat on this one. Goodness me. Sorry. Support. So good here. Incredible. Cardiff. Barnsley, Cardiff. Big tweak on the tactics. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing it, Eli. Cardiff. Draw. Barnsley. Cardiff. Draw. There we go. Okay, fairly mixed on that one. I have gone for a draw. Right, 4 down. We will be back with the next 4 after this. Just a quick reminder to hit the like button on the video, hit the thumbs up button, whichever platform you are watching on. Try and draw some other people into the stream. Numbers incredible today at 1 p.m. before the season starts. You love to see it. Thank you, everybody. Let's talk about Darby, which has been a bit awkward the last few months, hasn't it? So Derby County versus Huddersfield. Give me Derby, draw, or Huddersfield. All kinds of nonsense coming out of Derby this morning. Alan Nixon from The Sun suggesting summit meetings and contracts being handed out without any numbers written on them. All sounds very strange. Takeovers still in the offing, we think. What we do know is that Derby have barely got any players. So this does not bode well in the slightest. Huddersfield have bought in probably 7 or 8, haven't they? Jordan Rhodes has returned. Ruffles, Nicholas. Coyle looks an interesting one on loan from Chelsea. But I presume as I head over to our friends at Betfair, Huddersfield are going to be a heavy favourite in this one. Yeah, look at that. Derby 4-1 to win a home game. Huddersfield 11-8 on in an away game. Unprecedented. You won't see that too often this season. And I'm going to have to do it. I'll go ahead of the chat. Derby haven't got any players. Away. Let's go for an away win. Derby is a great club. It's a great club that's in a blooming mess at the moment. So let's have a look and see what you guys... Under 13s versus Karoma FC. I like that. Draw, Huddersfield, draw. 1-1, both own goals. Lovely way. 4-1. Yeah, get them in your acca. Rooney and the tea lady to start. Goodness me, it's going to be a tricky one. Yeah, perhaps Wayne to put his boots back on. Yeah. 1-0 away win. Derby to play with 3 men and a dog. 3-2 Derby. Tremendous stuff. Draw all day. Huddersfield aren't that impressive. Oof. Right, let's move on. And I still haven't gone for a home win. What am I doing? Let's move on now. It is Luton versus Peterborough. Get your thoughts in on this one. Luton versus Peterborough. Give me Luton, draw, or Peterborough. Welcome back, Peterborough. Expecting open attacking football. Looking forward to seeing Johnson Clark Harris in the Championship. The return to Peterborough of Jack Marriott as well. George Grant looks like a good signing. Josh Knight looks like a good signing as well over at Peterborough. Luton feels like now they've transitioned away from Nathan Jones' team number one, and they're now building, hopefully for their sake, a viable Championship team. Lots of players in quite early in the window as well. Onyedinma has been exciting. Luton fans. Henry Lansbury, keep an eye on that one as well. Couple in from the lower leagues as well. Carlos Mendes Gomez looks good fun. Let's go and see what Betfair are saying on that one. Luton versus Peterborough. Luton favourites there, 6-5. Peterborough 23-10. The draw is 12-5. Let's have a look at what you guys are saying. Goals galore in this one. Could Peterborough be like Wickham? I don't know, David. I think they've got goals in them. That's for sure. Jamie says Luton 1-1. Luton, posh, Luton, posh, Luton, posh. Scoring draw, Luton, posh. There we go. Look, purely on the basis that I haven't even gone for a home win yet, I think that may make up my decision here. So over at the Kenny, we will go home. We'll go for a home win for Luton. And we will move on to Preston versus Hull. Welcome back to Peterborough, and now welcome back to Hull. We've already said welcome back to Blackpool as I knock my earphones out of my ears. Get your predictions in here. Preston, draw, or Hull? Preston, draw, or Hull? On the basis of momentum, both sides have it. Hull obviously won League One last year. We're looking forward to Keane Lewis-Potter and Malik Wilkes in the Championship, especially Keane Lewis-Potter. He looks really ready to go. Look out for Greaves, the centre-half as well. He was in my 10 youngsters to watch in this one. But really, I know it's only 8 games or whatever it was. Preston have got some momentum as well under Frankie McAvoy after Alex Neil went out at the end of last season. Again, not in the most exciting in terms of additions. And it does feel again like that Alex Neil team that finished up in 7th spot. God, that must have... When was that? 17, 18? Was it? It was 17, 18. I can't remember. He was there a fair while. Excuse me if I got the year wrong on that one. It feels like they're now moving away from that. They've just taken Iverson back in on loan, the keeper. I don't know if Patrick Bauer's back. He missed so much of last season as well. Some of the old hands, Alan Brown, Dan Johnson, Tom Barkhazen, all still there. But remember Pearson and Davies went in the middle of last season, Gallagher onto the coaching staff, etc. Tricky one to call this one. I'm going to listen to Betfair and then listen to what you guys are saying in the chat. Preston, draw, or Hull? Where is it in there? Okay, Preston 5-4, Hull 21-10 with the draw 23-10. I'm not sure on this one. Really not sure. Draw, Hull. Let's keep scrolling up. Hull, Preston, Hull, draw. Preston, Hull, draw, Preston. £2 super chat for a canister of oxygen. Hey, I'm caffeined up to... I've got caffeine free here, but I just did have like a jug of coffee. We got to keep things moving quickly here. Preston, Hull, tight game, draw, Hull, draw. Do you know what? I have got no idea why, but I have a small hunch that it might just take Hull 3 or 4 games to acclimatise. And I've got a slight hankering for a tight, narrow Preston win. And I've got no idea why, but plenty of love for Hull. But I'm going to go home in this one, and we'll go for a Preston victory. Very excited to see how Hull go, though, and a lot of you are too, by the look of it. Right, this one looks like it's really good fun. I think it's the 2 dark horses, isn't it? If you take Middlesbrough out of the equation. QPR versus Millwall. Get me your predictions in QPR, draw, or Millwall in the chat. Mark Warburton's just been announced as having signed a new contract over at QPR. They're edging forward nicely over the last couple of transfer windows, and 44 points in the last half of last season. I think anyone can double that to make 88, and that would make them a promotion candidate if they can keep that momentum up and then extrapolate it out across the entire season. They've signed all the useful loanees, haven't they? De Vries, Johansson, Austin have all signed. Look out for Andre Dezelle. There's a player there. If someone can get a tune out of him, Ipswich never could they? Bless them. But so QPR, yeah, look out for Sam McCallum as well, on loan from Norwich, left wing back, good player, and done it in this division with Coventry now last season as well. Millwall drew too many games last season, didn't score enough goals, but they've signed Benik Afobe. They've re-signed George Saville. They've got Ballard, who was very good on loan at Blackpool last season. Looks potentially good for both sides, doesn't it? Get your predictions in, please. QPR draw or Millwall. 11-10. QPR, pretty strong favourites actually there, aren't they? Look, 5-2 for Millwall. Looks like the market's moved in QPR's favour there. And 23-10 on the draw. Let's have a look in the chat and see what you guys are saying. QPR dub. Nice. QPR. Just pop your comments in once so I can use the chat. If not, it moves very, very quickly. Rangers. Millwall haven't won at QPR since the 80s. Goodness me. 3-2 Millwall. QPR. Andre looking very good. Good luck to him. Good guy. QPR. Draw. Millwall. QPR. Draw. QPR. Lots of it there. Interesting. I think, are we not forgetting Gary Rowett loves a draw and will make this hard for QPR? Look, I'll go with the chat then. Let's go with the hype, which probably guarantees a Millwall away win, doesn't it? Home. We'll go for QPR in that one to beat Millwall. 4 to go, guys. Right. We are moving on. But first of all, support. Absolutely fantastic today. Chat rammed. Brilliant stuff. So if you haven't already subscribed, hit subscribe, ring the bell. Our live total is 18,400. But if I click my phone, we were very close to 18,500. 18,495. So if you haven't already subscribed, hit subscribe so you can get us over 18,500 before this live stream ends. And we need to go on to Stoke versus Reading. Stoke versus Reading. Get involved. Stoke, draw, or Reading. Stoke, the home side, still don't have Tyrese Campbell, but they do have Sam Surridge now. And they do have Ben Wilmot, which is 2 good signings. Obviously, Maro Vrancic came in and Nick Powell didn't go anywhere. Collins, went out the right back up to Burnley. And then a whole ton of expensive legacy players went out for Stoke. I think they're in net gain in their transfer business. Just, I don't know what you would think in the comments on that one. Tailed off horribly, though, last season, Stoke, didn't they? Reading, is a little bit of a worry. Michael Elise out. Yaku Maite injured. Omar Richards out and sold. They were very solid last year, weren't they, with Rinomota and Laurent sitting in front of that back four. Soft transfer embargo, nobody really coming in. You'd have to say they're in negative state in terms of the team. Okay, if they can stick John Swift in and keep him on the pitch like they couldn't do last season, that's a positive over last season. But I don't know. I've got a little hankering for Stoke in this one. 11 to 10. They are the favourites there quite heavily, actually. Reading 14 to 5. The draw is 11 to 5. Get your thoughts in via the chat. Let's have a look. I'm really sorry, guys. If you spam the chat, I have to put you in the timeout so I can actually read it. So my apologies on it. Stoke, draw, Stoke, draw. Reading, Stoke, 0-0 the last 3 seasons. You love it. Stoke, 252 on the live viewers. Tremendous stuff. Stoke, draw. Reading, yes, they are under the embargo. Draw, 2-1 Reading. 2-1 Stoke. Big fat draw. 2-1 Stoke. Only goalless draw. Oh, I think I might sit on Stoke on this one, mightn't I? Or do I go with you lot on the draw? I'm going to go with you lot. Draw. Michael O'Neill, will he start as he means to go on with lots and lots of draws? We will find out. Right, let's move on. This is Saturday night on TV. Now, remember, in normal times, I would be doing watch-alongs for all of these games. So just a quick heads up. My baby is due in 2 days' time. So if nothing happens, I'll be watching tomorrow night. I'll be watching tomorrow lunchtime, and I'll be watching, Saturday lunchtime and Saturday night. If something happens, I may disappear for a few days, put it that way. But hopefully we'll be watching this one. And it is Sheffield United versus Birmingham. Slavisa Jokanovic takes his bow with Sheffield United. Nothing really happened in the transfer market. I don't know what they're waiting for, whether it's a big sale of Sander Berger or Aaron Ramsdale, but they're rammed with quality, aren't they? Bogle, Baldock, Stevens, Lowe. They'll hope to get O'Connell back at some point during the season. Egan at this level, goodness. Norwood gets promoted every season he's here. And then Brewster, who bossed it for Swansea, didn't he? Billy Sharp, who's 100 years old, but bosses it for everyone in the Championship. McGoldrick, McBurney, I think is fit, isn't he? Freeman will probably be more involved now. They're back in this division. Looks like an interesting one. Birmingham have signed a ton of players under Lee Bowyer as well. A couple of good loanees. Everyone's excited about Chong from Manchester United, aren't they? And there's several gone in there. I'm just very interested as to how this Birmingham strategy stacks up against last season, where it was very much keep it simple, get away from the bottom of the table. And it was very, very effective. But I'm expecting you'll see something different from Lee Bowyer this season. Where are we? Sheffield United odds on 3-4 or 4-3 on. Birmingham, big price there if you want a Birmingham win. That might attract some bets. 4-1 for Birmingham to do it on the opening day there at Sheffield United. 12-5. The draw. Let's have a look in the comments here. Birmingham, Brum, draw, Birmingham. Lots of Birmingham love there, look. Blades, Blues, Blades. I think I said the wrong way around there, but there we go. Brum, Blades, Blues, Blades, Blues, Blades. We're all over the place on this one, aren't we? Blues. I tell you what, you Birmingham fans, get some money on this. 4-1 is a nice, big, hefty price. Look, I do buy the Jokanovic slow burner argument, and I do buy that he hasn't got his players in yet. But I think I'm just going to back the star power in the evidence of nothing else, which we don't have yet, do we? So don't shoot me down, all those people who said Birmingham. Home. Let's go for a home win for Sheffield United. And let's move on to Fulham versus Borough. Get me your thoughts in. Fulham, draw, or Borough? Fulham, a lot of people's favourites. Mine as well, I think. To go straight back up. Harry Wilson is in. Gazaniga is in goal. Mitrovic is the cheat code, isn't he? Kenny will be back. Harrison Reed, Bobby Reed. There's Knockhart. There's Cavaliero. There's Adrabio. And there's a whole squad of players who've already been promoted out of this division before. But they have a new manager who's only just come in there, Marco Silva. But he was fairly quick out of the blocks at Hull, Watford and Everton, wasn't he, Silva? So can he do the same with Fulham? Unfortunately for him, he's coming up against the old master and his bum bag full of pre-signed autograph pictures. Neil Warnock, who looks like he's had quite a good transfer window. Matt Crooks from Rotherham. Uche Pezu from Wickham. There's a few more. And all these big rumours that there's a South American gentleman waiting in quarantine before they can announce him up at Borough as well. So keep your eyes on that one. What do our friends at Betfair say? They say, look down the bottom there on the Sunday ones. Fulham strong favourites there, 19 to 20. So they are odds on to win, according to Betfair. Middlesbrough, nice price there, 3 to 1. Stick them in your outsiders, Aka, there with Birmingham and Darby up the top there, and you'll make a pretty penny for sure. The draw is 12 to 5. Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Right, draw, Fulham, Borough. Yes, we think he's in quarantine, don't we, Stephen? We'll keep our eyes on that. Draw, Fulham, Borough. Peter is off at 5:30 a.m. Good commitment, Peter. Get yourself down to London, a Borough fan there. Draw, Borough, 90th minute, Warnock. Fulham, Warnock. Fulham, Borough. Katie and Harrison Mead will miss the first few games. Interesting. Borough, draw, Borough. Fulham, Borough, draw always. Look, I don't see Borough winning, but who am I to write off Neil Warnock? But I don't see Warnock making it easy for Silva. So perhaps I might be sitting on a draw here. Can they do a frustration job? Remember that brilliant job Borough did over at Norwich last season when Buendia got so frustrated he got red carded in the end, didn't he? A man marked Buendia and Cantwell and took a draw. So I'm going to go for a similar type strategy from Warnock. Draw, Fulham versus Borough. Right, one more to go. And it is Coventry versus Forest. Get your comments in. Coventry, draw, or Forest. Coventry, draw, or Forest. Coventry, well, they've lost a bit from low knees, haven't they? In McCallum, who's gone off to QPR now, and James, he's gone off to Bristol City, hasn't he? Waghorn's good experience, Championship striker, who I'm a big fan of. Did Ostergaard come back, or they lost him as well? Someone will tell me in the comments. So Coventry were very competitive at the end of last season, weren't they? I do think Coventry got goal power though, with O'Hare, Godden, Waghorn, Walker. Brought back Eno Bakare as well. So I think there's goals in that Coventry team now. It does look like the back end of the pitch or central midfield maybe where things may not quite be where they were last season. Forest, well, the most stable, sensible transfer window we've seen at Forest for years. They normally sell about 10 players and sign about 10 players, having normally removed the manager in between the last two windows as well. So have they got enough players, Forest, left over from last season? Because a lot have gone out, haven't they, or sort of been released and contracts been finished. Amiobi, obviously, we didn't mention, he's gone up to Warnock and Borough as well. What do you guys think on this one? Coventry draw or Forest? I'm struggling with this one, I have to say. Coventry 6-4. Forest 19-10. 2-1 is the draw, which feels like a fairly decent price, doesn't it? Let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Coventry, draw, Forest, Coventry. Yes, good point. Coventry's first game back in the Rico. Forest Steel, Forest. 5 Forest wins recently. Shout out to Matt. Very good Coventry follow over there. Draw, Ostergaard back with Brighton. Lostigard. Yeah, very good indeed. Draw, Forest. Ooh. What am I saying on this one? It's Houghton, isn't it? Draw. I'm straight in with Houghton and McCarthy to draw. I didn't go with Rowett as well, or Warnock. No, I did go for a draw knock, didn't I? I think I did. There we go. Right. We're going to have a look in a minute at top scorers, and we'll have a look at outright for the championship as well. And then we do a little bit of Q&A. We can hang around to the end of the hour. So hold fire, but then get your questions in, and we'll do a little bit after this. Right, let's have a look at the championship top scorers market over on Betfair, if I can find it off the screen whilst we're doing this. Let's see if we can bring that up. And guys, get me your thoughts on the top scorer market. Sorry, it's quite small on there. The favourites, Mitrovic, Armstrong, he might not be here that much longer. Kiefer Moore, Brewster, Carlin Grant for West Brom, Charlie Austin, Lucas Zhao. Look how high Johnson Clark Harris is up there. What does that say? 18-1. Dom Solanke, Jamal Lowe. Interesting. Callum Robinson, another West Brom player there. Colton Morris of Barnsley, McBurney, Sheffield United, McGoldrick, Sheffield United, Graben. You can still find him. There's Jerry Yates, another promoted striker there. Yaku Maite, he's out injured for a while. James Collins, who's of course gone off to Cardiff. Dan Juma is there as well. Bobby Reed. Let me know your thoughts on championship top scorers. What are you guys saying? Austin is a shout. Duncan Watmore, indeed. Interesting. Karoma, yeah, he's fit now. They lost him for 3 seasons, didn't they? Charlie Austin, Carlin Grant, Naki Wells, indeed. Ikpezu. A happy Mitrovic blows everyone away. Mitrovic, top scorer last time in with 26 goals. Clark Harris, Mitro, Austin, etc., etc. Mitro tears this league up. Let me just give you your last few. Tony last season 31, Mitro 2020 26, Pookie 2019 29 goals, Vidra 2018 only 21 goals to be the top scorer in 17-18. Chris Wood for Leeds in 2017, Andre Gray, Burnley, Daryl Murphy, Ipswich, Ross McCormack, Glenn Murray and Ricky Lambert, our recent goal scorers there. And just before we get into Q&A, get any questions in now, and we'll do a little bit of Q&A. We'll just have a look at that market and, well, not a lot of information other than that. Haves and the have-nots. We'll know more after the window closes. We'll give you the promotion odds. That's pretty much the same thing, isn't it? So Fulham, favourites for promotion with Betfair, West Brom, Sheffield United, Bournemouth. There are the haves, all the parachute teams up the top there. QPR, Barnsley, Swansea, Cardiff, Borough, Forest, Reading, the best of the have-nots. And if you scroll all the way down, your outsiders, Posh and Blackpool coming up from League One, Huddersfield, Coventry, Derby, Bristol City, Luton, Hull, all the way down there. Right. Let's get into some Q and A's, and we'll see what you guys are saying in the chat here. How long does Rooney last at Derby, says Sean. It just depends on the chaos there. If there's no takeover before the end of the transfer window, he could pack up and go then. The only thing with Rooney is he's on quite a lovely contract. So assuming Derby won't want him to be sacked because it'll cost them a ton of money, Rooney leaving Derby would be Rooney resigning. And it's turkeys voting for Christmas when you're on 3-4 million quid a season. So we'll see. We'll see if he puts morals ahead of money. Mickey, who in the Championship would suit West Brom as a number 9. Well, knowing what we know about Valérien Ismaël, Daryl DK would be the answer, wouldn't it? I don't know what the situation is with him over in the States, but we know that Ismaël likes a big, strapping, powerful number 9 who can lead the press and basically be the first line of attack and the first line of defence at the same time. Do I think Kadeem Harris will sign for Reading as he is on trial? Yes, I do. I don't think that would be the worst signing in the world. Look, when you're under an embargo, you just got to find some people and freshen it up as and how you can. And hopefully, for Reading's sake, the embargo will be lifted before January and they can do some business. Then, let's have a look here. Congratulations to you both. Thank you. Child incoming, all being well. Very soon. Coventry, dark horse. Maybe not yet. I think Coventry will improve. Where did they finish last season? Was it 16th? But in terms of a dark horse, I think if Coventry are near halfway, they'll be perfectly happy with that progress. And progress over the last few years at Coventry has been tremendous. Thomas, first manager to be sacked. Oh, God. You're relying on an owner to panic for that. So it's more down to the owner with those ones, isn't it? Maybe if Venky's completely lose the plot and sell Armstrong really late in the window and don't give Mowbray any of the money and there's no players in there, then maybe it might be our friend Tony Mowbray. Will I be sponsored by Pepsi Max? Absolutely, yes. Eli, could Derby set the lowest points tally ever? Yes, of course they could. I'm just looking up there. Doncaster, 36. Look, Rotherham, 23 points in 16-17. So 0.5 points per game. That's a draw every 2 games and no wins is the standard for that. But if there's complete chaos and they don't have any players, then yes, essentially they could. But in some ways, chaos at the start of the season means a takeover is almost more likely to happen because someone will come in and try and do the rescue bits and bobs there. What's my favourite away day, Kenny? I must be very clear here. Away days, for me, I'm not going to be at games for the next month or two with obviously a new child. My missus needs support here. Got a favourite away day in the Championship here. Oh, if it's summer, Fulham probably and Putney. Although Blackpool might rival it, but it has to be summer for that one. Who do I think the new MK Dons boss will be? Don't know, but they need to get it right, don't they? I'm sure Jody Morris will be interviewed for that one as well. Thoughts on the Adam Armstrong situation? I think now the wheels have started turning in the Premier League transfer market. So I think he goes soon. And remember, the Premier League starts on Friday the 13th. So I suspect Armstrong will be sold next week. And it's between now Southampton and Norwich for stumping up the cash. Callum, which games am I doing watch-alongs for? I'm just gonna see, because my missus could go into labour at any point. But if there's a championship game on TV this weekend, we'll try and do a watch along, and we'll try and hopefully do a super stream as well. But I don't know what's going to be happening. Alfie, do Borough have a chance of promotion? Yes, of course they do. Other than the haves, and I'm talking about Fulham, Sheffield United, West Brom and Bournemouth, 2 parachute teams out the way from last season, as in West Brom and Norwich, both bounced straight back, didn't they? Swansea's parachutes are done. Stokes' parachutes are done. So in terms of finances, now the likes of, and we've mentioned them, QPR, Barnsley, Millwall, Borough, it's an open door if any of them can have a good season. Isn't it? Super streams this season. Yes, fingers crossed. And then hopefully we'll be back to games very shortly, although it may be a month. 6 weeks. Is Rooney's pay still being subsidised by betting company? Yes. I think that's for the duration of the contract. So, yeah, I think that money is fairly well ring-fenced from 32 red. Final position for Blackburn, says Neil. That's so hard to tell, isn't it? I think I had them quite low. I think I had them 18th in my 1 to 24. Depends on Armstrong. Can they get Armstrong done? Either keep him, which would be great because he'll score 20, 25 goals for them if he stays fit. Or can they get him done before the 13th of August and have a bit of time to spend the money? That's the big thing we don't know about Blackburn yet, isn't it? JC, do you think this is finally the season where Birmingham climb up the table, start a long-term promotion process? I'm glad you put long-term. If it is, it will be long-term, because I just think the chaos of the past few seasons at Birmingham does mean it will be a long-term thing. But, JC, who would have thought we'd be sat here going QPR? They're really, really well organised, aren't they? And they've had a few good transfer windows. So if QPR can do it, they were a basket case for ages, weren't they? Then surely Birmingham can do it. Lots of people up for Darby scoring not many points. I think we've answered that one. Which team will be the most stressful to watch? The team you support, probably. Yeah. Stressful. Derby, probably. It could just be a look away now, isn't it? Ben, what would be a good deal for Blackburn for Armstrong? Benny's in the last year of his contract. So although they'll have a look at it, Blackburn, and think, okay, Southampton just had, we think 25 million coming for Danny Ings. Southampton will turn around and say, oh, we'll just wait till January then. And then Blackburn will turn around and say, yeah, but you're not going to score any goals between now and then. So I think if he had 2 years on his contract left, you'd be looking at 20 million plus. But it might be around that mark or lower, given the 1 year on his contract. We will see. And it then becomes a game of poker, doesn't it? And how close everyone's prepared to let it go to the window. Huddersfield, dark horse if Koroma, O'Brien and Coyle will play out. I'm not sure about a dark horse. Honestly, I had them in the bottom 3 in my predictions. Need a pickup. Leeds United interested in O'Brien, which is... We'll have a look at that one and see whether that one pans out. But yeah, it could be some money coming in for O'Brien, which could help as well. What second striker should Bournemouth get in for cover? That's a good question. So Solanke's the main guy. Surridge is now gone. Honestly, easier said than done. But Bournemouth wants someone who can challenge Solanke, not someone who's just going to sit in there. Obviously. Sit on the bench is what I mean. Obviously, Shane Long came in on loan last season, so maybe they'll do a loan deal for somebody. Ben's child, medical done, contract to be signed in the coming days. We hope. Stoke in the playoffs, possibly. For Stoke to get in the playoffs, Tyrese Campbell needs to come back as soon as possible. Sturridge needs to work. Vrancic needs to work. Powell needs to work. And they need to be the Stoke of 1920 after O'Neill had come. Because that was just verging on playoff type form. what else are we saying here? We don't have any time for fantasy and prediction league stuff, I am afraid. Although I have to say the prediction league, once that's up and launched on Football 365, we can get involved with that. But I tried to do fantasy league last season and just did not have the time. Right, what else are we saying? James, thoughts on Blackpool this season? We're still missing a right back. I'm looking forward to seeing Blackpool. I'm quite high on the manager. He could be the key. Interesting to see how Jerry Yates does up a level as well. I had, and this wound up all the Hull and Peterborough fans, I had Blackpool as my highest of the 3 promoted teams in my 1 to 24. Ronaldo Vieira to Sheffield United, almost done. Remember him, James. He's actually pivotal in the Leeds Radrizzani story because he was the money that came in, I think, the season after Chris Wood went. Connor, where should James Garner go on loan? Stoke, Blades, Swans and Forest have been linked. You'd imagine Forest would be favourite, being as they had him last season, but that sometimes means nothing. Remember, we saw Conor Gallagher bounce from Charlton to Swansea mid-season and Reece Norrington-Davis bounced from Luton to Stoke, didn't we? So, he could go to Sheffield United, but how much football does he get? And Manchester United are going to want him in the team. Swansea, the way Russ Martin will want to play. But Forest, surely there's some trust there after last season. What else are we saying? We need more views from your missus. She's not in a very comfortable state at the moment, Peter, but yeah, we will do it. Luton, dark horses this season. I would say they're a season away, Jamie, but I would have also said Barnsley were more than a season away last season. They got in the playoffs. Not yet. Look, if Luton can get top half again, I think that's excellent and keep everything moving forward. Jake Clark-Salter into Coventry. Yeah, that'd be a good sign. He's been at Birmingham for sure. Coventry moving in the right direction. Push for top 6. Outside chance. I don't see it yet, Lee, but I'll repeat what I just said. I didn't see Barnsley getting in the top 6 last season. Next Championship 365. Thank you for asking, Alistair. My boss at Football 365 would please you ask. So Championship 365 is the guys Football 365 have got together. Myself, Ben HD, who's got a brilliant YouTube channel, and Ryan and Justin from the Second Tier Pod, plus Nathan, one of their staff writers. We're going to film it next Tuesday, but it's going to go down Ben HD's channel. So you need to go and subscribe to Ben HD. Jake, how do you think Peterborough will do? I think they'll finish in the bottom half and score a lot of goals and concede a lot of goals. And I'll say no more than that. But I'm excited to get down there because I'm not too far away, actually. Thoughts on Barnsley for promotion? That all depends. Thuzzle 11. All depends on the manager bedding in. Right. Unbelievable scenes. Thank you, everybody. I can see loads and loads of questions still coming in, but we're coming up the hour. So let's say thank you one more time and pop that back up in the corner. Betfair and Football 365 are our sponsors this season. If you do go over, remember, please gamble responsibly. BeGambleAware.org. Head over to football365.com where the Predictions League will be up. Fingers crossed tomorrow, and I'll be getting involved in that, and you can get involved in that, and we'll try and integrate it into these videos. Hopefully, I'll be around at some point over this weekend. I know there's plenty of games on, but look, we'll just go day by day. But in theory, if my missus doesn't go into labour between now and tomorrow night, we'll be doing Bournemouth versus West Brom. Right, that is the hour up. Thank you, everybody, for joining our first round one, our first predictions video of the season. Keep this level of support up for the season, and I will be overjoyed. And I'll see you over the weekend for watch-alongs. Just keep up on Twitter for announcements. On that, it's a big, lovely over now from me. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel, hit the subscribe button, and to be notified every time we upload, ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.